Philly food video here on YouTube. Now today we're making one of my favourite Filipino party dishes, Lumpiang Shanghai. Filipino spring rolls, for those of you who didn't know that. Now, like me, everyone loves these in a Filipino party, always the first thing to be finished, trust me. So without further ado, let's get to it.
So the first thing you'll need are 3 carrots. Now if they're small, definitely use 3. If they're large, then maybe 1, maybe 2. So just peel and set aside. Now next thing you'll need are the onions. Now I used about 3 small ones. Again, if they're large, then use about 1, maybe 2. But you know, I love onions, so I'll put more. Again, slice them up and set aside. Next up on the chopping board, we have the spring onions. I used 4. Chop up roots and the dead leaves. Right, last but no means least, half a bulb of garlic. Just smash it up with a wooden spoon, get all your aggression out. Don't be shy. Beautiful.
So when chopping up the veg, I definitely recommend one of these, unless you really like chopping up stuff in really small pieces.
Now food presses are amazing. The only thing that's a bit of a mission is washing them up after. So here we have the carrots all nicely finely chopped. So just add them into a mixing bowl. Same thing again with the onions, the spring onions, and last but no means least, the garlic. Now look at all that veg, nicely chopped, thanks to the food processor. So here we add 500 grams of the lean minced beef. Now I say lean because the full fat sometimes makes the mix too moist, which actually breaks up the wrapper. So just add a few pinches of salt and pepper, and then with a flathead spatula, just break down all the meat and make sure to mix nicely together. Cue fast forward. And if that doesn't work, just use your hands like I did. So to make sure everything gets stuck together, we add 2 beaten eggs. I also like to add 3 tablespoons of sugar, which is completely optional, guys. I just like things that bit sweeter. Now just give that a bit of a mix. Now at this point, you should be able to tell if your mixture is too moist. If it is, just add a bit of flour just to bind it all together nicely and just to dry it out a bit. Next step, you guessed it, more mixing. Now let me show you 3 bits about the wrapper I'm using. It's just from a local Chinese wholesaler and it's actually called Spring Home. Now this packet actually makes 30 spring rolls because it has 30 sheets in them. But because we're actually halving them, we're going to get 60 sheets. Winning! Now prep everything onto the chopping board and separate. So the excess, make sure to leave it under a damp towel. This is very important because the sheets get really dry if not. So like I said earlier, we're going to half the sheet so we get 60. So just fold them in half so you get a nice score. Push it a bit down. And then by using a knife, just slice down the middle. Please mind your fingers. Now first time doesn't sometimes usually go through, so just go through again. And then maybe again for another last time. And there you have it. So now that you have your half sheets, just separate. Be very careful again because they may rip. Don't be deceived, this took a lot of practice. Time for rolling. So lay your sheet out flat on the chopping board. Get a teaspoon of mix and just basically roll. Now, like I said earlier, it's good to have no lumps because sometimes this rips the wrapper again. Seal with a bit of water and then using your index finger, just push both ends down, sealing it really well. The aim really is just to not let any meat come out whilst frying or else it'll just be a disaster. Now I like to give it a bit of roll just to make sure, and there you have it.
So we've got them all laid out, really lovely, ready to go and fried so they're nice and crispy. So just to test if your bowl's ready, I sometimes just splatter a bit of water in there. I know it's bad, but that's the only way I can find out.
Now try and fit as many as you can, depending on the size of your pan, yet try not to make them stick together. You almost can see them floating. And you can, even when you pick them up, they're so crispy. So what I do is use a strainer, literally just gather all in there, pick them up. So these are all ready. Give them a bit of a shake. To get rid of more oil, just leave in a bowl with kitchen towel. Here we have it, ladies and gents, the final product. Now I'm dying to have one right now, yet it's really still too hot. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you found that useful. Check out the recipe on philipfooddiaries.com. Don't forget to visit me next time where I'll be cooking an amazing winter warmer, our risotto. It's pretty much a no-brainer that you have to have these with sweet chili sauce. Otherwise, you're having pain. So while I wait for these to cool down, let's